foster care, we talk about permanency, but really what that means, it's a foreign word to most people. It means you get to live in a loving home where a parent loves you, just as if you weren't in foster care. You know, whether it's a foster home that's a permanent home, a guardianship, an adoptive home, permanency matters. So my foster care experience, I think, was easier, much easier than what a lot of other youth go through. I was lucky to have stability. I didn't bounce between 20 foster homes. I know youth here in Alaska who have bounced between over 40 foster homes. And so in college I started thinking, what can I do where I can make a difference? There are many things you can do, but I wanted to do something that involves some social activism. I have something to lend on the issue of foster care. I understand the problems, or some of them, and I keep learning. The number of reforms we've gotten through have been pretty significant, and I'm pretty happy about that. I'd love to get a lot more done. I've got to say, sometimes it's frustrating getting people who want to not help you pass reforms, people who want to stop reforms for political reasons. The frustration probably equals the reward, but I will beat my head against the wall and look for every needle that has an eye in it so I can put a piece of thread through it and make something work. And the bill that we passed this past year puts a safety check on the system to make sure overburdened caseworkers, sometimes very young caseworkers, are doing everything they need to move children into a permanent home.
The number one thing we don't want to be is annoying.
There's been a national movement to stop this practice of bouncing youth between schools in the middle of a school term when you bounce them between foster homes, right? I mean, kids are not ping pong balls. They're not basketballs. And each time you bounce a child from one school to another, we know they fall behind in school, maybe by 3 months each time. On the state level, we have put in the bill that a child should not, if it's in their best interest, they should be left in the same school for the remainder of the school term. And so we want to make sure they have the chance at school and the chance in life that everybody else has. The strongest organization on foster care reform that's had the biggest impact, frankly, has been the least funded one. It's Facing Foster Care in Alaska. It's a group of foster youth and alumni who have helped significantly in the foster care reforms we've been able to push. They've been the most active. Amanda Mativier, who for a long time has run Facing Foster Care in Alaska, she's great at doing research. What are the best practices that come from other states that can help transform the system? And she and I talk all the time. They do phenomenal work. They train social workers. Of course, they help push for foster care reforms. But maybe the most important work that they do is they're a resource for other foster youth. On a quarterly basis, 4 times a year, foster youth from across the state come and they meet with each other. And they see that they have common problems. They're not alone. They're not the only ones with these problems. They see that. And they see that people have made it through the system, and they see success stories. And they find there are resources to get job training or go to college. And we need to let youth know that there is hope, that there is a way to graduate from high school or get job training or get out on your own where you can stand up on your own 2 feet. I think it's crucial that you let youth know that there's a future for them, that their past isn't their future, that their future can be a lot brighter than what they were put in at no fault of their own. Let them all know that there's a possibility for love out there, and there is love out there, and that there's a possibility for success out there.